Perfect. Do we have the others? Gotcha. Thank you. Well, good evening, all. Thank you for joining us here today. We are all set up for another USSSA matchup, this time at the KC Sports Grade 8, another USSSA event. And today our MacNSeitz 14U boys are going to be facing the Base Invaders. Still have yet to get their lineup, and I think hopefully we will get that from them shortly. And we'll get that from them shortly. As always, it's always a bit of a rush to try and get everything set up right before this game starts. The coaches' meeting has transpired with the umpires, and the boys have all returned to their dugouts along with their coaches. And we will be set here to go here shortly. All right. So it appears that we are going to be the visiting team. All right, folks, so once again, we are playing in Liberty, Missouri today at the Capitol Federal Sports Complex of Liberty. Today will be the first game in pool play for our MacNSeitz team, also the first game for the Base Invaders. Base Invaders are all taking the field right now, and they are warming up. Give me just a moment here, folks. All right, of course, some last-minute coordination trying to get that Base Invader lineup as the Base Invaders have taken the field and are warming up. Looks like they are starting with a lefty out on the hill, as we are today. It will be Brooks Carr taking the mound. Brooks Carr, so far this season, and obviously we're just one tournament in, but Brooks so far has pitched just one inning, but a good inning to begin with, facing four batters rather, and had a couple of walks, but 13 pitches and got out of that inning, and so no ERA registered as of yet, so that should be interesting to see him get going here in early spring. Take a look at our lineup today. So we are going to start, and here's our order. This is number 8 will lead off for MacNSeitz. That's Reed Eckert, followed by Ryder Votaw, Austin Strength, Jacob Larson, Logan Peterson, Paul McClenny, Tucker Lee, Brooks Carr, Evan Book, and Grant Kelly. So today looks like we are just a couple of guys short from where we will be when the roster is at its full stature. So we're going to be missing Harrison Perkins this evening along with Odie Saxon. Odie, if you've joined us in the previous games, Odie is currently playing high school ball and ineligible to play while he is rostered in the high school leagues. And that's according to the Michigan, or not Michigan, but Missouri High School Athletic Association. So, awesome. Thank you so much. And so it looks like we've got that roster, and we're going to be all set to go as Reed Eckert takes the box. Let me get rid of this little emblem here. And first pitch, high and well outside. That one coming in 59 miles an hour. And I tell you, he obviously being patient on that one. So just in that first tournament, starting out for Reed, where am I seeing him here? So batting .333 on the season so far. So we've had 3 games. MacNSeitz now 2-1 as far as our record goes. Earning that number 1 seed coming into pool play in the April Fool's Blast. And that was an exciting time for us. But then, man, a massive upset coming in game 1 of bracket play with MacNSeitz losing to the Joko Storm, a team that they actually run ruled during pool play. And so Reed drawing a leadoff walk, and so a leadoff runner making his way down to first base with a freebie. That he's now going to be followed by number 3, Ryder Vota. Ryder continuing to perform well at the plate, right at about batting .400 with an on-base percentage of .667. He takes that first pitch for a strike. That one looked like an off-speed, and I'll tell you, if a lot of these young guys not facing a ton of lefties, when you see a lefty with an off-speed as a right-handed batter, runner goes, and he is up at second uncontested. That's going to be stolen base number 5 for Reed Eckert out there now on second. But if you've not faced a lefty with a curveball, that curveball actually comes back into you on a right-handed batter. Pass ball, and Reed making his way out to third. And so rounding the bases here quickly on a few pass balls and bobbled balls by the catch and pitch. But those curveballs coming back into you as a right-handed batter when you've seen so typically them breaking away from you or just breaking down. And so definitely a different experience if you've not been up at the plate and doing that. I got Delana Lee here now with us. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I love how she informalizes my professional show here. And another pass ball, and Reed Eckert will make his way home. MacNSeitz now up on the board early here in this affair. Still top of the first and just the second batter up at the plate. So a few control issues here early, and the catcher not able to keep the ball in front of him, and you know, got to be frustrating for both, I'm sure. Big swing and a miss on a curveball. That one coming in 58 miles an hour, and that's going to give Ryder Vota a full count. So Ryder doing really well at the plate so far. His OPS 1.267.
Run.
A swing and a miss, a drop third strike.
Yes. We're safe. Oh.
And Ryder Vota making his way, reaching on air.
First baseman just bobbled the ball on the catch there, and unfortunately I didn't change the camera in time to see that bobble, but Ryder made it to first. So.
Yep, it's so good view here. You can see that base runner leading off. Ryder with a good lead right there. He goes, and no throw down at second. Ryder up. And Austin strength on a take right there, so he did not swing away. Took that first pitch for a strike. But I tell you what, if there's anybody that hit well in that first tournament, I'll tell you right now, it was absolutely number 36, Austin Strength. So Austin batting .600 on that tournament, and with an on-base percentage of .667. Had a couple RBIs, a couple runs, and a stolen base. Another swing and a miss and a drop third strike. Runner advances. And so trying to do too many things all here at once. Wild pitch coming in. So here on this view right here that you can see up on your screen, you can actually see where the baseball comes across the plate.
Yeah, and so what I've been doing is showing the full field, and then before they pitch, I switch it so they can see remember what's going on the field. Right now, there's nobody on the bases. Earlier, you still had it showing at second base when Ryder had stolen to third, so I'm just trying to give them just a quick view of what's going on the field.
Fly ball right side. This one looks like it's going to get down, and it does. It finds some grass, and Logan Peterson will be up for a single.
Nice hit.
So nice job for Logan, who really in that first tournament didn't have the best performance. Oh, you know what? That wasn't Logan. That was Jacob. That was Jacob Larson.
Up.
Yeah, Logan is now up. And Logan Peterson now taking that first pitch for a strike. And so my apologies, but you see the big guys get up here, and Jacob, Logan, and Tucker all tilting out on the top. Oh, and Logan gets a hold of that one. I'm telling you what, it is deep, folks. It does bounce. It hits the fence. Runners are rounding the bases. One run will score, and Logan is trucking, folks. I'm telling you what, he's rounding third. He is headed home.
Easily.
And that is going to be an in-the-field home run. He absolutely crushed that pitch.
He really. That was fantastic.
And that'll make our affair now 4-0 in favor of MacNSeitz as Paul McClenny takes a strike on the outside corner. So pitch doing a good job of getting that first pitch strike in, and it's just about what happens right after that. Paul McClenny puts that one in play over at third, and now no play out at home, or out at first base. So MacNSeitz calls a quick timeout, and we're getting a courtesy runner for our catcher, Paul McClenny. Last out was Austin Strength, and so he replaces Paul over there at first to kind of help speed up the game. That's number 27 at the plate. That's Tucker Lee taking his first pitch for a ball outside.
And Tucker has not one but two grandmas in the stands tonight watching him.
That's true. Sitting here to my left are the lovely ladies, Sherry Zamorano and Rebecca Wilson.
Becky Rebecca, wow.
Had to do it backwards. Pass ball, and the runners continue to wreak havoc out here for the Base Invaders. Austin Strength now on third base, and Tucker Lee with not a pitch to even try to hit.
I love their name, though. Base Invaders, that's fun. That's a fun name.
Tucker sitting on that one, waiting just a little too long. Fouls that one down the third base side. So not too familiar with the Base Invaders, but we do have a roster here. I've got the numbers, and I'll have to take a quick consult of that here in this next half inning, and I'll try and get those guys announced. Now, Tucker fouls that one back. That's going to even up the count now at 2-2. MacNSeitz with just one out. Swing and a miss, drop third strike, and that is going to go down to first. Tucker will reach on air, and another base runner will come across home plate. So pitch has got to be super frustrated. He's had a couple of strikeouts, and unfortunately, Ketch not able to hold on to those. They could have been out of this inning already at this point. Tucker showing good speed, making his way down to second uncontested. And that is number 5, Brooks Carr, out at the plate. Tucker makes his way all the way to third, and once again, uncontested. So Ketch not really looking to make any throws down to the bases. Brooks Carr being patient at the plate. Lefty versus lefty. And so a couple of pitches and a couple of strikes, and Brooks a little unhappy with that call, expressing some displeasure, but Brooks just one of 2 left-handed batters. Pass ball, and Tucker Lee makes his way across the plate. So here in top of the first, it's been a bloody inning for the Base Invaders. Score now 6-0 and just 1 down. Not a lot to add.
No. Nope. I have nothing to add.
The color commentary flows like mud.
It's like molasses on a cold winter day.
Well, that is ball number 4 for Brooks, and so he makes his way down to first base. That brings up number 11, Evan Book. Brooks out to second base, uncontested, and a ball to Evan. So Evan without a hit so far in that first tournament, but I'm sure he's going to turn things around. Everybody just a little bit rusty in that last tournament. Didn't have a ton of bats going. Throw does go down to third this time. Brooks had a late jump, and I think maybe he was assuming that there was going to be no throw down, but catch does throw one down. Had the third baseman fielded it, I think Brooks would have been out there.
Possible, yeah. I wasn't watching close enough at that moment. I was switching cameras, so.
It's
a tough job.
No, it is. And when you're looking at those cameras, percentage of 333.
Oh.
Evan puts this one in play. This is going to dump just over the second baseman's head, and Brooks Carr will come home. Evan stretching this one out into a double.
Nice.
So maybe a little bit of a lackluster energy and effort out there in right field, and Evan kind of identifying that, stretches that bad boy out to a double.
Oh.
That's number 10, Grant Kelly at the plate. That's Grant's first plate appearance thus this year.
Ball.
And so Evan not going on that particular pitch. Another ball, well, this one well outside. And so we haven't seen Grant. I did talk with Grant's father at one of the practices here, I think about a week ago, maybe this past weekend actually. And looks like Grant had a small injury to his knee, and a little bit earlier, and I think over the winter time. And looks like he's recovered really well, and looks like he's running just fine. So I know he's been really eager to.
We've got our little pitcher here on the other team that asked to be taken off the mound. He called the coach out onto the field, and they pulled the pitcher.
Yeah, and here to start, it's looking like maybe the Base Invaders are a little outmatched here, and a lot of times when you form a brand new team, and I honestly I don't know a lot of the history here, obviously, on the Base Invaders, but oftentimes when you put together a new team, it just takes a while to get everybody gelled and, get the practices kind of formed well and get everybody on the same page. And that may be the case here. Definitely looking outmatched here early, but never wanting to take things too lightly because we've seen teams come back.
Yes, we have. It makes me wonder if this team is maybe a group of 13-year-olds playing up, because there's quite a few on the team that look a little bit smaller.
Well, a little undersized.
Yeah,
that
could
could
just
be.
be playing up because they. How do I fix this? Thank you. Now go back to my camera shots. How do I do that? Thank you.
So Delana jumping in here and helping me out with the cameras, and too often here in this past tournament, I was.
You were failing at changing the camera during some of the key moments, and I'm at home watching the game, screaming at you. Of course, you can't hear me, but I said, I've sat here next to you every game you've done this, many games, and I'm like, that's a lot for one person to do. Maybe I could at least do the camera. So
Man, doing the scoring lays, looking at the stats, trying to call out the action out on the field, switch the cameras. It's definitely
it's a 3-person job.
It's a lot to handle, so I'm always thankful when somebody jumps up and says, "Hey, let me help out." Big swing and a miss, and this is Reed Eckert. So now we have gone through the lineup. Runners on the corners. And a ball coming across. And so runner staying on first. And so I think, Coach Brady and Max, identifying the fact that this team's probably a little bit outmatched, showing some sportsmanship and some good class, and, not trying to overly run up the score, on these guys.
Right.
So.
And we've got a very slow. Oh, he walked. Okay.
No, he was actually hit by a pitch. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and so I think Reed wanted to keep hitting. So
he was like, "No, I'm fine. I want to keep hitting."
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's not how it works.
Umpire saw it, called it correctly, and so that'll give us a loaded boat out here on the field.
A loaded boat.
Full boat right there,
We've got
man.
A full boat. We've got like a.
Runners on first, second, and third.
What other term can you use to describe the bases loaded besides the bases are loaded and a full boat? What else? What else we got?
Well, I tell you what.
What about a banana, like a banana split? Because you've got like 3 scoops of ice cream. Could we? Nope.
Never.
That probably doesn't.
No,
that's terrible.
We should never do
I'm
that.
firing myself. Never mind.
Color commentary. Oh man.
It's weak. It's
tough
weak.
job. I
want
you to go back to the drawing board, draw something else up, and then come back.
I'm not going to do that, but I appreciate your advice. How about we got a stuffed burrito? Ooh, I'm going to keep using food analogies. Loaded nachos.
So a pickoff attempt over there at first, and no throw over to the base. So just trying to keep the runners honest.
Yeah, that's good.
Ryder Vota at the plate. Count now 1-2.
Oh.
Fouls that one out of play.
Hit the roof of the concession stand, so that's good. Nobody in danger there. I'll just tell you what happens with all the foul balls and give you. I could even come up with a scale of danger. Like 1 to 10. That would be a 1.
And that ball coming in well high. Ryder always disciplined at the plate, holding off on that one.
And since we've got a full boat here, I'm just going to keep it on the center camera so we can see runners advance if that happens. How's that sound? Oh, we'll throw it over there. Oh, we got to steal it home. And we made it. Okay.
All right, so pickoff attempt over there at first, and the runner on third making good use of the throw over to first, makes his way home. And that's going to improve our score now 8-0. Hard hit ball. This one's right over to second baseman. He fields it cleanly, and the first baseman struggles to catch that one. He didn't quite have his feet over to first base before that throw was actually thrown, and perhaps had that second baseman given him just another half step to get there, maybe that would have been a clean play. But score now 9-0. Fly ball right side. That one finds green grass. This one's going to go for extra. Runners around okay. Coach keeps him over here at first. Now runners on the corners. And that'll bring our score now 10-0 here in top of the first.
This game might be ending sooner than we would have expected tonight.
You know, and that's actually a good thought there. And so looking at some of the
rules for this kind of game.
Yeah, and so typically you're looking at run rule type of, mercy ruling. Another pass ball and another run will come around. I was trying to pull that up, but now I've got to get back to that scoring overlay. So a lot of movement out here on the base paths here on Friday night.
I remember a game a couple of years ago that we played in, and the score at the end was something like 21-5.
High fly ball. This one's left side. It's really, really high. And the outfielders are not able to haul that one in.
I'm going to hold them at third.
So Austin with some good speed out there on the base paths is up for a double on that one.
That ball went so high it went out of the frame of the camera, Robert.
Yeah, he definitely got under that one a little bit, and I don't know if the lights had played a factor in that, but was that Jacob that just did that? So we're behind. I'm even behind on a whole batter here.
Get with the program.
What a hot mess.
Can you fire yourself?
Unbelievable.
I don't think so. It's volunteer. You can't really get fired.
All right, so Logan Peterson. So that's 2 bats in a row. We've miffed it for Jacob, and Jacob, I do apologize on that. As Austin Strength comes across the plate, as Logan Peterson puts one into play and is mishandled out there at short.
Could they retire the inning even if there aren't 3 outs to give them a chance to hit at this point?
Only through the mercy ruling, and that is, I believe, I want to say it's 16-0 at any time. But because they are the home team, they will have the opportunity to hit.
Gotcha. Then that's good. I mean, if nothing else, at least they get some experience on the field,
Yes, indeed. That's number 44, Paul McClinney at the plate. Paul not seeing the ball and coming around on the ball too well in that first tournament.
Oh.
And he turns into that one, takes that one right on his lead arm for a hit by pitch. And that'll load the bases for number 27, Tucker Lee. So Tucker batting .250 in that first tournament. Had a couple RBIs, 3 runs. A couple of walks and 3 stolen bases. Actually leading the team in runs, interestingly. Actually tied with Brooks on leading in runs for this past tournament.
How many steals does he have?